flying, where we pay hundreds of dollars to get squeezed into a glorified tin can with free pretzels and a toddler kicking our seat for 6 hours. But guess what? The airlines are keeping some juicy secrets from you. Ever wonder why your luggage sometimes disappears into the abyss? Or why airplane food tastes like microwaved cardboard? Well, buckle up, because we're about to expose the shocking and slightly hilarious truths they don't want you to know. Spoiler alert, you're being watched, and that bathroom lock, not as private as you think. And if you're ready, like this video, hit that subscribe button. We're about to take off right now. SSSS, the 4 letters that instantly turn you into an international spy. Have you ever felt special? Like, really special? Like, you wake up one day and suddenly realize you have superpowers, or at the very least you can shake your hips like Shakira? No? Well, congratulations, because if you ever check in for an international flight and see the 4 magical letters, SSSS, on your boarding pass, guess what? You just got recruited into a real-life version of Mission Impossible. Except instead of driving an Aston Martin, you're being led into a dimly lit room by TSA agents who look at you like you just stole all the donuts from their break room. Now, don't think this is random. Oh no, nothing is random about this. The airport security system doesn't just hit shuffle like your Spotify playlist. They have a system, or at least a super secret algorithm more mysterious than the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices, that picks out suspicious individuals. And by suspicious, I mean, what exactly? Buying a one-way ticket? Check. Booking last minute? Check. Paying in cash instead of using your credit card? Congratulations, you've just auditioned for the role of James Bond villain. So, what happens when you get the dreaded SSSS on your boarding pass? Well, get ready to take off your shoes, your jacket, and your hopes of making it to your flight on time. You're getting the full VIP treatment. Security will pull you aside, scan you from head to toe like you're a contestant on America's Next Top Terror Suspect, and dig through your luggage like they're on a treasure hunt for the lost city of Atlantis. And just to make things fun, they might ask you questions like, are you carrying anything sharp, dangerous, or that could harm others? I always want to respond, yes. My Spotify playlist, please don't check it. At the end of the day, if you see SSSS on your ticket, just smile, stay calm, and enjoy the experience, because at the very least, you'll have one hell of a story to tell. Or, a perfect excuse for missing your flight and blaming the government. Lightning strikes a plane? Cool, now you're in a metal spaceship. Have you ever looked out the airplane window, seen a storm brewing, and thought, well, I sure hope Zeus isn't in a bad mood today? No? Congrats, you live a very peaceful life. If yes, welcome to the Anxiety Club. So, here's the thing. A lot of people think if a plane gets hit by lightning, it'll explode in a glorious Michael Bay-style fireball. But in reality, planes get struck by lightning all the time. And unless you're flying in a tin can held together by duct tape, you'll be fine. Modern planes are built like giant Faraday cages, meaning the electricity zips around the outside, never reaching the passengers or setting your fresh blowout on fire. In other words, if lightning strikes, the plane just keeps flying like it's no big deal. Now, just because the plane doesn't care doesn't mean you won't notice. If you happen to be sipping coffee at that exact moment, well, congratulations. You've just turned your lap into a human-sized cappuccino. The cabin might shake a little, the lights might flicker like you're at a rave, and if you're a nervous flyer, you might scream, or, scream a lot. The pilot, though, completely unfazed. They've seen it all. On average, a commercial plane gets zapped by lightning at least once a year, and pilots are trained to handle it like they're parallel parking a car. So why don't we hear about lightning strikes on planes more often? Simple, airlines don't want passengers freaking out. If people knew their flight could randomly get zapped by the gods, a lot more folks would start considering walking to Paris instead. Bottom line, if your plane gets struck by lightning, stay cool. You may not be a superhero, but hey, you did just survive a lightning strike at 35,000 feet. That's pretty badass. Where do pilots sleep? Hint, not on your lap. Have you ever looked at a flight attendant on a 10-hour flight and thought, wow, how are they still standing? Well, bad news, they can't. But good news, they get naps, and not just head on the tray table naps. It's real, cozy, secret lair kind of naps. Yep, while you're out here battling your economy seat like it's the final boss of discomfort, your flight crew is sneaking off to a hidden bunker with soundproof walls, actual beds, And, if my conspiracy theories are right, a secret passage to Narnia. Where is this magical dreamland? Oh, you want to know? Well, guess what? I can't keep secrets. Pilots have a private sleep chamber near the cockpit, while flight attendants get a cozy nap cave at the back of the plane. There, they've got beds, soft lighting, and seatbelts, because nobody wants to wake up midair and realize they just got yeeted into the overhead compartment. Why don't airlines tell us this? Easy. If passengers knew pilots were napping mid-flight, some drama queen would start screaming, "Who's flying the plane?" And let's be real, no one wants an airborne panic attack on their hands. So next time a flight attendant hands you a drink with a perfect smile after 8 hours in the sky, just remember, they probably just woke up. And you? Good luck with your 90-degree seat, buddy. Flying high? More like spying high. Have you ever sat on a plane, sipping your orange juice, thinking, wow, I have total privacy up here? Oh, sweet summer child, the truth is you're being watched, constantly. Welcome to the 21st century, where even your innocent nose-picking moment could be recorded. Modern airplanes don't just have cameras, they've got AI tracking your face, analyzing your emotions, and maybe even whispering to the flight attendant, seat 22B looks distressed, probably just saw the in-flight meal prices. If you think I'm joking, wake up. Boeing 787 and Airbus A350, those fancy futuristic jets, have built-in cameras in their seat entertainment systems. That means while you're watching your favorite movie for the 100th time, the real plot twist is you being filmed. Forget Netflix, this is live streaming at its finest. And let's talk about in-flight Wi-Fi. Not only does it barely work, but it can also track your location. Why? Not to send you discount codes, I'll tell you that. Airlines can monitor who's where, who's searching what, and silently judge you for Googling cheapest flights. Why don't they announce this? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because if they said, hey folks, we can see, hear, and feel you, half the passengers would scream, and the other half would lawyer up. So next time you're on a flight, relax, enjoy the ride. But maybe give the camera a little wave. You never know who's watching. Airplane bathrooms. Privacy? Yeah, right. There's one place on a plane where everyone assumes they have complete privacy. Nope, not first class. Get real. I'm talking about that tiny bathroom where you have to fold yourself like a pretzel just to fit inside. But guess what? It's not as private as you think. Yep, listen up. Every airplane bathroom has a hidden lock that flight attendants can open from the outside. That's right, outside, meaning if you're hiding in there to escape the sweaty guy next to you, or worse, sending a dramatic breakup text at 30,000 feet. Bad news. That door can swing open at any moment. And this isn't some high-tech fingerprint scan or AI facial recognition. Nope, it's just a tiny latch hiding behind the lavatory sign. So if some curious troublemaker wanted to experiment, they could turn your little bathroom escape into a horror show. Why don't airlines announce this? Because if they did, you know, some joker would be like, hey, let's see if anyone's in there. And boom, some poor soul gets caught mid-pants pull in a scene so awkward even Cupid couldn't fix it. Of course, flight attendants only use this feature when absolutely necessary, like when someone gets stuck in a full-blown panic attack or, I don't know, locks themselves in to avoid paying for overpriced airplane snacks, a strategy I don't endorse, but I deeply respect. So next time you step into an airplane bathroom, just remember that door can be opened. So if you're planning a selfie moment with #luxurylife, think twice, because someone might just turn your private photo shoot into a surprise reality show. Airplane food, the unwanted dinner party. Some truths are universally known but rarely admitted, like Nicolas Cage movies are weird, yet you keep watching them, or that nobody ever reads the terms and conditions before clicking I agree. And here's another one. Airplane food is so bad, even Gordon Ramsay would cry in the bathroom. Ever wonder why airplane chicken has the texture of a hiking rope? Or why does your spaghetti look like a crime scene involving pasta and tomato sauce? It's not because the chefs hate you, though who knows, but because of science. At 35,000 feet, air pressure is lower, making your taste buds 30% less effective at detecting salt and sweetness. So that meal that tasted like a 5-star date night on the ground, in the air, it's more like a bad office meeting. And let's not forget the cabin noise. Studies show loud sounds mess with your taste perception, meaning that While the engines roar in your ears, your brownie suddenly loses its sweetness and your coffee tastes like pure regret. On top of that, airplane humidity is lower than the freaking Sahara Desert, drying out your nose so badly you can't even smell your food. No wonder everything tastes like recycled cardboard. Airlines know this, but instead of fixing it, they take the easy way out. They just add more salt. Lots of salt. So much salt that if you ate airplane food long enough, you might just turn into a human pretzel. So, want a good meal on a plane? Easy. Eat before you board. Or bring your own snacks. Or, if you're feeling brave, order the in-flight meal and treat it like an extreme sport. Because maybe, just maybe, one day airplane food will actually be good. But don't hold your breath. Airplane food, when Elsa works as a chef. Did you know? Airplane food isn't cooked on the plane. I know, shocking, right? Like finding out Santa Claus isn't real, or realizing that fast food burgers never look like their ads. In reality, that plastic tray meal in front of you was made at least 12 to 72 hours before you even thought about packing your suitcase. Yep, while you were struggling to fit one more pair of shoes in your bag, your beef stroganoff was already chilling, literally, in a freezer, waiting for its grand adventure. First, it takes a ride in a refrigerated truck, then boards the plane, only to be thrown into a convection oven for 15 to 30 minutes before landing on your tray. Sounds like the plot of a low-budget action movie, except no one survives. Think your flight attendant is serving you a fresh, hot meal like in those fancy airline commercials? That's adorable. In reality, airplanes don't have kitchens. No Gordon Ramsay, no Master Chef, nothing. Just reheating ovens and a team of flight attendants who have mastered the art of smiling while handing you a lasagna that looks like it lost a fight with a dump truck. Why don't airlines tell you this? Because if you knew your creamy pasta sauce had been in hibernation since yesterday, would you still eat it? Plus, mass-producing meals this way saves airlines millions of dollars a year. And you still pay $20 for a dry sandwich. But hey, don't worry. Just pretend you're on an extreme survival challenge. Because if there's one certain thing in life, it's that airplane food will always make you miss home. Turning off your phone on a plane, the biggest scam since Santa Claus. You know what's more ridiculous than aliens never visiting Earth? The whole turn off your phone on a plane rule. Every time I board a flight, the flight attendant gives their dramatic speech, "Please turn off your phone for the safety of the flight." And I always think, really? My iPhone can take down a multi-million-dollar jet? Am I flying on a Boeing 747 or a paper kite? In reality, phones can cause interference, but not to the point where the pilot screams, "We lost signal! Someone on seat 23B is playing Candy Crush!" Modern planes are built to resist interference, but airlines still ask you to turn off your phone just in case. Basically, if 200 people have their phones on, signals could bounce around like a chaotic flea market, which might annoy the pilot. But here's the fun part. During takeoff and landing, the most crucial, aka riskiest phases of the flight, if everyone has their phone on, signals would start jumping between ground towers like an unsupervised kid in a Walmart. This could mess with network stability. Oh, and let's not forget the real reason they don't want you using your phone: money. If you can't use your 4G, you're stuck paying $10 for in-flight Wi-Fi that moves slower than a tortoise on sedatives. Genius, right? So no, turning off your phone won't crash the plane, but it does keep things running smoothly, and more importantly, keeps you paying. Next time you're told to turn off your phone, just remember, it's no different than being told Santa only brings presents to good kids. One big strategic lie. Airplane toilets, the dirtiest secret in the skies. You know what's more shocking than the fact that Tom Cruise never ages? Airplane toilets. Now, I know what you're thinking. Doesn't all the waste just get dumped straight out of the plane onto some poor guy's head? Ha, nope. Airlines do a lot of shady things, but turning city streets into open sewers isn't one of them. Here's the deal. When you hit that flush button, you activate a vacuum system so powerful it could probably steal your soul if you're not careful. Waste doesn't just fall. It gets sucked through pipes at ridiculous speeds, kind of like mailing a package, except nobody wants to receive this one. So where does it all go? It's stored in a sealed tank beneath the plane's belly. And once the plane lands, a special truck comes in and vacuums everything out. Basically like a porta-potty cleaning service, but with a way bigger paycheck and fewer emotional scars. Sounds neat, right? Well, here's the plot twist. Every once in a while, things go wrong. If there's a leak in the tank, waste can freeze mid-flight into giant blue ice chunks, and when the plane descends, those chunks can break off and, well, let's just say if you ever hear a thud on your roof, it might not be hail. Airlines don't really hide this information anymore, but they sure as heck don't advertise it. You're never gonna see a commercial that says, "Fly with us," where our toilets are as advanced as NASA. And they'll definitely never talk about the whole falling poop comet thing. But hey, if you ever notice a suspicious dent on your car, you never know. And there you have it, folks. The little secrets airlines don't want you to know. From your suitcase getting WWE slammed to the whole falling poop comet things, flying is basically a high-stakes game of how much can you ignore? But hey, at least you get those tiny pretzels, right? So next time you board a plane, just remember, ignorance is bliss until you sip that airplane coffee. Safe travels, and may your luggage actually make it to your destination. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We will see you again in the next videos. See ya!